I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a coach, I am an author, but most importantly, I have been called to awaken humanity. Welcome to Malibu TV, a place of transformation and wellness. Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Malibu TV. This is a channel for transformation, enlightenment, and motivation. If you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. Let us grow this community together. Okay, and if you are new here, my name is Malibu. I am a holistic life coach, an energy healer, and also an award-winning author. I actually, in life, help people heal their past traumas and pain so that they can create the life they always knew they deserve. Okay, so we are ending our series for today, which is sexual trauma awareness. So I have been doing, if you go back to my previous videos, I have been doing a lot of videos on sexual trauma, things that you can see in your child to see if they have been sexually abused and how men also respond to sexual trauma. But today we are ending with this one: how sexual trauma actually affects your relationships. Okay, so a lot of people are dating people or are married to people who have been sexually traumatized and they don't know, because sexual trauma, even though many people think that you only able to see if a person is sexually traumatized by maybe them sleeping around so many times, hey, sexual trauma manifests in many different ways. Okay, so you must listen, and I don't want you again to go and diagnose your partner and say maybe you have been sexually abused and you need to go and see Coach Malibu. Nope. But this is just to create an awareness and for you to have patience and faith on your person, especially if you don't know, even if you know, right? So the first thing that sexual trauma does is trust issues. People who have been sexually traumatized do not even trust themselves. That's how it can go to that extent, especially if a person hasn't went through the process of healing. Okay, so they struggle a lot with trust issues, and trust issues, maybe they will not even trust you. They especially when you have been sexually traumatized when you were young, it's probably somebody that you knew. Like with me, it was a next door neighbor who did that. But to other people, it's the uncle, is the aunt, is people that were very closer to them. So even you as the husband or the wife, they still believe that you are capable of raping your own children. So so you would find out that they are very protective over their children, because it's not the protectiveness that is the problem, but it's because they do not trust that they have this mindset, you can still do it because their uncle did it, because their aunt did it, and you are also capable of doing it. So as a person who is dating a partner who has been sexually abused, you need to understand that trust is going to be an issue, and it might not only come with a form of, I don't trust you with my kids and all that. And imagine, guys, if you then are marrying a person who had kids kids in a previous relationship, and they come with their kids, they are going to be overprotective of their kids, and you will see it as why are you protective over your kids? I love your kids. What they are thinking is that you are capable of raping them. That is what is happening in their minds, right? So you need to be very patient with them. You need to really sit down with them and understand, why are they overprotective? Let them tell you the story, because if they then tell you their story, you'll maybe have a lot of empathy for them, right? Okay, so that is number one. And number two, I've already spoken about it. They are overprotective. You would see them that they are overprotective of even their body. Okay, so if they haven't, especially guys, I'm talking about this because some people haven't went through the healing process, so they can be overprotective of their body, they are overly conscious of their body. They either want to dress it up, like cover it. And I'm not saying that everyone who's covering it means that they have been sexually traumatized, but they are overly conscious about their body, and it can even cause them to have this disease that they eat and then they want to vomit the food. Like, it can get to that extent. Now, in a relationship setup, you will probably have issues of cuddling. Way back, I spoke about it, that I also had an issue of, I didn't even know what cuddling is, but when my husband explained to me what cuddling is, and I was like, I don't like this thing. So they don't like to be touched or to be closer to someone because something else happened in their lives, and that is the reason why they feel uncomfortable of being closer to another person. Again, this requires you to be patient with them. This requires you to allow them to go through the process of healing their body, because the healing of the body is very, very important, right? So overprotective of their bodies, overprotective of other things, it's like that child who grew up alone, so they felt alone when they were going through the sexual trauma. Now, when you are coming and you are saying, let's share things, let's share phones, let's share, they always want to be overprotective of their things, because somebody was right there and traumatized them sexually, and they feel like, I was alone and I am alone in this world. Life is all about me, how I decide and all that. So it can also hinder you guys actually becoming one. The Bible talks about it, that the two people who are getting into marriage, they become one. And I believe that even if you are in a relationship, especially if you are actively involved in sexual activities in a relationship, you are one, so they might have a problem of blending, because they have been actually people who have been always one. Okay. And again, I have talked about this problem of blending. So that is the third one. There are always going to be a problem of them having you, like, opening their hearts for you to be, right? That is the third one. The fourth one is the issues of love. Now, people who have been sexually traumatized, when you are sexually traumatized, I've spoken about the part of the mind that goes away, like some memories, you forget about them. But one other thing is that they close their hearts. The heart is where you feel your emotions, right? So they close their hearts so that they don't feel anything. Okay? Now, when you close your heart, you also close your ability to love and receive love. So in a relationship, in a marriage, it might affect how they receive your love. So when I was healing myself, actually way before, I believed that my love language was gifts, like you buying me gifts and works of service, like my husband cooking for me or doing things for me. When I healed myself, I realized that that is not my love language. That was a love language out of, a surviving, it was a survival type of love language. But what exactly it was is right now I know that I love touching, I love words of affirmation. That is my love language. But by that time, I didn't want to hear my husband, you must work for me, you must do things, you must just be there, don't tell me anything, right? So it can also hinder your wife or your husband, whoever has been sexually traumatized, to actually be able to love you the way you want them to love you, and even them receiving. You will find out that every time they are always complaining, you don't love me, and you are doing everything out of your power and your strength, but still they do not see it, because they don't even know what love is. They don't even know how to feel loved. They don't know, like, unconditional love. They don't know this thing because they have closed their heart. Their heart is full of pain, and they've closed it so that they don't feel any emotions. So those are the 4 things that I wanted to share with you. If you do, however, have more of that, please share it with me, or you can comment on the comment section. So those are the 4 things that you will actually struggle with when you are with a partner who has been sexually traumatized and not healing themselves. So the process of healing, many people would ask, what am I supposed to do to heal myself? The process of healing is not straight line. Go to therapy and then that's it. Go this way, that's it, right? You may have to go through a lot of things. I mean, I went through the spiritual part of it, and I always speak about that the spiritual part of healing. That's when you are taking away out, or you are cleansing yourself out of that person who has sexually abused you. You are cleansing your spirit out of them, because just like they say, when you are having sex with someone, your souls are tied and all that. Even when you are being raped or sexually abused or whatever molestation, you are also taking that person's spirit, and you may have to deal with that spiritually, but you also have to deal with a rape and sexual abuse mentally, and also healing the body, right? So I would suggest for the spiritual side of it, it's energy healing. That is my number one. I have seen how I started going for energy healing, and a lot of things actually were taken, and even my husband was experiencing it, because we are together in this, and he is supporting me in this journey of healing. And that's when we started becoming one, most of the after doing the spiritual healing, right? So energy healing is your number one. And for mental and mental healing, it's therapy. You can go to therapy. You can also go for coaching. Coaching is very good. And for the body, exercising as well. Yoga is very good for that, and also dance therapy is also good for that. So you choose your battles. What is it that you want to start with? If you want to start with the body, good, but I ask that you start with the spirit, and then mind, and then body, because that's how it flows, right? And I do have sessions for people who have been sexually traumatized, children who have been sexually traumatized, both men and women. I do have sessions, and I also do have sessions for couples. If you want to get in touch with me, please let me know. I love you. Remember to subscribe. I will see you next week. Next week, I think I will talk about what I have learned in my trip to Dubai. I was in Dubai, baby. I was in Dubai. I was in Dubai for 9 days, and I've learned a lot. I actually want to go back. Like, if it was possible right now, I'll pack my bags right now and go to Dubai and stay there. But we will talk next week. I love you so much. Please note that from today, my live videos will be from 6 p.m. unless if there is any changes. Right. Love you so much. Goodbye.